Good day. Today we're going to do some Escovitch shrimp. Escovitch shrimp. I'm gonna fry the shrimp down, and I'm gonna bread them, fry them, and we're gonna go from there. All right. Thank you guys for coming back, and keep coming back. I got some shrimp. I already have them washed and everything else. I'm just gonna go ahead and just try to season them up real quick. I have some seasoning salt. I have some garlic and herb. I have some garlic powder, some onion powder. Onion powder. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna top it off with some obey. I'm gonna leave the obey out because I'm most likely gonna need it again. Get a tad bit of avocado oil. Leave that out as well. And then I'm gonna give this a nice little mix. I'm gonna give it a little more flavor. But I know I always keep my bleach water handy. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And give this another mix. Set it aside for a few minutes. Alright, we're back. We're on to the second part of this video. We're about to make the Escovitch sauce. Okay, I discarded the majority of oil and just left a little bit in the pan. It's always best to use some of the oil that was in the pan, that you fried the fish with, because you get some of that flavor. Okay, but I already washed and scraped the carrot. So I'm just chop off the tip, bring my bag a little closer, and you can julienne these. I just cut in a little flat surface so that it can sit. Where did that flat? Okay. Julienne is basically just a thin cut. And really, that's all it means. So I'm gonna thinly cut these carrots. I didn't feel like pulling them big cutting boards and stuff, so I'm gonna work with what I have. The thinner you cut them, it cuts down on your cook time. Now, with Escovitch, it normally has a little crunch to it. Normally, I would cook my stuff down because I honestly I don't like too much of a heavy crunch. I'm not making a ton load of sauce, but my wife do like carrots. So they don't gotta be perfect, but as long as you julienne them, they'll be fine. And that's about it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna turn this on to a medium heat, and I'm gonna drop these carrots in it and let them get a head start cooking. They all don't have to be perfect, but it'll be best if you can. I have a shallot. Now, ordinary, they just go in with onions, but we ain't doing that. We doing it our way. Okay? There's nothing wrong with modifying a recipe. Okay? It doesn't usually have shallots in it, but I'm gonna put some in there because I like shallots. Shallots give you a good flavor. And shallot, if I remember correctly, shallot is basically a cross between a garlic and an onion. While that is going, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut up the onions. It does flavor on top of flavor, that's all it is. But it's traditionally onions, peppers, carrots, pimento seeds, you know. And for some reason, everybody think that, okay, you have to be a circle. Everything has to be cut down in a circle. You cut them the way you want to cut them. You're the one that's eating it. Everybody talk about, now don't get me wrong now. I have a lot of Jamaican friends, you know, but everybody claims, you know, jerk, and they claim Escovitch as Jamaican. But if you look up the origin, I'm not going to tell you, but you go look up the origin for yourself. And it didn't actually originate in Jamaica. To each his own. I got to tell people, argue with yourself. Give that a head start. Like, is it just me? And then I'm gonna go ahead with my bell pepper. Like I said, I'm not making a whole lot, but sometimes it's good to break traditions. And yes, I cut him in half. Sue me. Going in with the peppers. And I have some scallions. Traditionally, scallions not used, but I love flavor. Now what I'm gonna do at the end, I'm gonna take these bad boy and I'm gonna put them in my garden. Why? Because I don't like waste. They like theirs a lot crunchy. I really don't. Traditionally, you get that serious crunch. I cannot. No, I don't. I'm not eating a salad. All right, this is where I go in with some vinegar, some white distilled vinegar. And I ran low on white distilled vinegar, but I do have some more in the garage. But again, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not making a whole lot of it, so I'm not going to rush to go get any more. I have some apple cider vinegar, and this bad boy also adds flavor. And this is something I always do. It was not just because I'm running low. Just my style. I try to make everything that I do, unless it's an authentic recipe that I want to keep it authentic, then I would, I'm going to let that cook a little bit. And what I'm going to do, another thing that ordinarily doesn't go in, capers. Capers add a good balance, a little saltiness to it. Let that cook down for a second. I'm also going in with a few pimento berries, better known as allspice. Flavor upon flavor. The seasoning that I used to season the fish, that's going in. This is basically a pickle, okay? That's all it is. It's just a pickle. Because of the tartness, I'm gonna go in with a little bit of sugar. Yes, I made a mess. And I'm not going to end here. I'm going to go ahead and put in a little bit of roasted garlic. All right, this is another thing that they do. Oh, you can only use Scotch bonnet pepper. You can use jalapeno peppers. You can use whatever you want to put in it. Your choice, your recipe, your food. I have jalapenos. I have habaneros, but I choose to go in with a little bit of Scotch bonnet pepper sauce. My wife not gonna eat any, so she claimed that she gangster. I know better. A little bit of seasoned salt. And I think a tad bit more sugar. To each his own. I don't want to have a tummy ache. And by the way, if anybody has questions, I'm the only one that uses the brown sugar. So. Like I said, normally when they do it, it's crunchy. But I don't want it that way. Tailor it the way you want it. That was garlic powder. And that's onion powder. Sorry, vice versa. All right. Are we basically done? She wants dumplings with it. I already made some dumplings one day when we was making a soup. So, but I'm gonna make some more dumplings one day on the channel. Not trying to make the video too long. That's about it. Tangy, spicy, and flavorful. And call it a day. I'm gonna remove it off of the eye so it doesn't cook down anymore. I'm gonna place the cover on. Making the dredge for it. I'm gonna make my flour mixture. I got the oil already going. Got the oil already going. I'm gonna go in with some cornstarch. And the cornstarch, what it's gonna do is just help make it a little more crispy. I'm gonna add some flour to the mix. So more or less a 1-to-1 mix. And then what I'm gonna do, I have some all-purpose seasoning. I'm gonna add some all-purpose seasoning into this. Go find her sister. Where is she? And then that was seasoned to the bone, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead in with the seasoning itself. Seasoned to the bone. Not a whole lot. That has in pimento pepper, every little thing that you don't need to spice up your life. You can just take this, give it a good shake to combine everything. And then you will add your shrimp. Had them marinated in the fridge. I'm gonna get them a little stir in the container, and I'm gonna drop them in. Get the hands clean. Seal this bad boy up. And shake, shake, shake. That's why I like wet seasoning. You know, it coats everything. Everything holds on to it when you're breading. It'll take a few minutes for these to cook. Get my little chopstick. I'm gonna get out a couple more minutes and I'll be back. Alright, if you look, everything is nicely tacked up. So you ain't got to worry about, you know, dipping here and dipping there into egg and all of that. Putting a few at a time, don't overcrowd it. Don't put no more than it can hold. usually would put them on a baking rack, but not today. You can double fry these if you want, but I suggest you don't. Double fry them will give them a little more crispy texture, and also it'll help brown them up a little more. But if you don't want to be like you're eating carataya, I suggest you don't. Especially with these shrimp, they're not like prawns or anything like that. They regular thin old shrimp. That's what it turned out to look like. I try not to break out my deep fry one. These days I'm gonna do it. Probably a smaller one, because they're using so much oil, and I'm never really in a rush cooking anything. But you know, for some of you guys that have a deep fry at home and want to use the deep fryer, I'll do it for you guys, but sometimes it's a lot to clean, and I don't fry a whole lot of stuff, so to me that's like a waste. Can, like I said before, you can crank the oil up some and then give it a next fry. This one is a low fry, but the second one you want to crank it up a little more, and that would ensure that you get an extra crispy. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw these in. That's the shrimp right there. All right, we made our Escovitch sauce. And all we did is just putting it on. My Escovitch sauce is a little uncontemporary, as they say, Escovitch sauce, but it's damn good. This is a close-up of the beautiful, 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 delicious, delicious Escovitch shrimp. You can't ask for anything better. Simple, delicious, takes a few minutes to create. You have a meal for you and your family to enjoy precious moments together. Hey, today has been another day of nothing but delicious food. I got my Escovitch shrimp. I'm about to chow down on this bad boy. And I wish some of you guys were here that I could have shared this with you. But thank you guys for coming back for another video. I really appreciate you guys. Look at this deliciousness. Look at that. Look at that. Man, I'm gonna enjoy this. But I really appreciate you guys for continuing to come back. We really appreciate you. Help us share the channel. Help us to grow. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share it with your family members. Share it with your friends. Share it with a neighbor. Man, share it with your coworkers. Share it with people you don't even know. That's all I'm asking. Hit the notification bell so when our next video drops, you'll be alerted. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, just a quick motion tap, and that's about it. Help us grow the channel, please. Thank you. Till next time, love ya. I'm gonna have to be your taste tester today. What if you don't do spicy? This is truly delicious. Got my jug of coconut water. It ain't that hot. Well, I'm gonna use them to drip right away. It just tickles the throat. When we fried it and breaded it the way I did, the breading absorbed some of a lot of the sauce. So you get that bite, you get that heat with every bite, you know. Absolutely delicious. Okay, so you can go ahead and give them a double fry, which will make them a little more crispy. But I suggest if you're gonna double fry shrimp like these, so get you some of the bigger shrimp or prawns. Even the shrimp, the big shrimp with the head on it. Those you can double fry because they're a lot bigger than these. And you get that steel sponge. It holds the integrity a little longer. Usually, my wife is the one that eats all the seafood and stuff like that. I usually just let her have it. Living in the DMV, I used to eat a lot of crab. Never a whole lot of shrimp, but always a lot of crab and stuff, you know. When I moved down here, things got changed because, to be honest, the skills down here don't support the stuff that I used to love to do. I love me some Florida though. These are my pickled onions and carrots. But wifey loves seafood more than I do. So most of the time when I cook it, with a hot pimento seed. Carrot. Pimento, very good kind of flavor. When you bite into them, it don't taste that good though. Cold, ice cold coconut water. Just hear my inside just went shh. All right.